Good Wednesday evening. We want to thank everybody for coming out here tonight to Bowden's in College Town. It's time for Inside Seminole Baseball. We've got the head coach, Jarrett. We'll have some players coming up later on. And let's get right into it, Coach. Good evening. Thanks for joining us here today.
This is great. Great crowd, great vibe, beautiful weather, and we needed the rain. Boy, did we need that. So it helped the field. The field is in ideal condition. That was really helpful. We did not put the tarp on it. It needed that rain, so we're in good shape.
Well, and we are in good shape coming off of a series win on the road at Clemson. And let's go ahead and take a look at how that series went as we go up there. And it's a tough place to play when you start talking about Clemson and going in there and trying to win ball games. And, I thought you go up there – you have to do so much in this conference to try to win a series.
To win a game.
To win a game. But you go on the road, obviously that makes it even more difficult. You start the weekend off, and I thought Friday the team put together a great performance top to bottom.
As well as we played.
Yeah, offense.
And you walk in there on a Friday, and the bulk of this group has not played there. Those that had remember what that felt like a couple years ago. I thought they were gas pedal down the whole game, and I know it got dicey at the end, and when he hit that ball with the bases loaded, there was quite a feeling in the dugout, but Dowd ran the thing down, and that was just a well-played game. And if you get in there and can win that first one, it obviously changes the complexion of how it looks the next few days. Very proud of how the guys grinded through that and performed. Clean, good game.
Well, and I was going to ask you that. How important is that to set the tone for the weekend by going out and playing like that on a Friday night?
It's huge, and it sets you up to have a chance to win the series. And you go in it trying to win every game. The reality of it is when you're on the road like that, if you can win 2 out of 3, you take it. And I know people are looking at Clemson's conference record. That's a good team. And it is hard to win games in this league. It's hard to win games on Tuesdays when you look at who we play. And our strength of schedule reflects the difficulty of what we have had to do. And those road games are challenging. And Micah brought this up in the scouting report, and he was spot on. They were fighting for everything. Like they're in a position, and we understand that you're playing games to keep yourself in the conversation to be in the postseason. So you know you're going to get their best bolt and their attention to detail, and our guys performed well in one of our more complete series. I know it wasn't flawless, but there are a few that are flawless. I was just so proud of the grit and the fight of the guys all the way through that. And I thought Sunday, no question, they were into it from pitch 1 till the end. I couldn't be more pleased.
Well, and Clemson had to be rolling into that weekend with a lot of confidence. They just won a series against Boston College, ranked Boston College. They won a road game against top 10 Coastal Carolina going into that weekend against us. So, again, when you get a team that starts to feel themselves a little bit like Clemson, they'd had a rough year, but they start to feel themselves a little bit. They start to put it together. Yes. That's a tough time to get a team like that, and you guys went in there and, like I said, set that tone with that win on Friday.
No question. And they had some injuries, and they had a couple guys back in the lineup. Very talented players. It's a talented team. I thought up and down the pitching staff, when you look at the metrics and what they were throwing up there, it is really good. And our guys matched it pitch for pitch, and some of the better quality of at-bat that we've had. And you have Delam Allure, who's been red hot, and, Chase out. Here's Delam. So what makes me most proud of this group is the fight and the resilience of how they've managed the ups and downs of who's able to play and who's not. And I know the last time we had Miles sitting right here talking to you, and we know that is as big a blow as you can take with your roster. And we have absorbed that, and I just ask them to be the best version of themselves and bring that mindset every day. What can you personally do to help? And they've done it, and it has really been fun to watch them come together and play the way they played.
It's time for our Bowden's history of the matchup. Florida State leads the series against Clemson 87-79 with one tie all time. But 17 trips to Clemson since joining the ACC. Florida State, this series win was only the 5th time that Florida State has gone into Clemson since we joined the Atlantic Coast Conference and taken a series from the Clemson Tigers. The last time we won one up there, 2014. What makes it so difficult to play at Clemson?
Well, the fans are into it and very volatile. They're on you. And then they add the musical theatrics that go into things that push the boundaries of what you can do. But it sure does add quite an atmosphere. They do have the hill in the outfield, which that's the warning track. So the slope, and when I was playing, the hill was probably 3 times that size.
Oh, wow.
And then they moved the fences in, and that ate up some of the hill. But it does seem to factor in one way or another in the game. And I think when that's your home field, it is naturally an advantage. And it happened to one of our outfielders at Notre Dame. It happened to Dowd. There's some quirks with approaching the wall, running hard, and dealing with the little hill. Anytime you're on the road, the surface is different. The conditions around you are a little bit different. And they're really dang good. So that adds up to a tough place to go play. They're really, really good, deep, talented program and have been for a long time. So that into the mixing bowl makes it a tough place to go.
Bowden's is a proud partner of Florida State Athletics. Visit our website at bowdenscollegetown.com for weekly happenings, live music, and more at our FSU-themed restaurant. We've got our truest hero of the weekend, hero of the series, and we're going to go with Brody DeLamielleure. 7 for 14, a couple of home runs, and the heater that this guy is on right now.
That should win you the truest award for this. Yeah.
It really should. And 14-game hitting streak now for DeLamielleure. 27 hits in the last 14 games. 10 of the 14 games in that streak, he's got 2 or more hits, including 6 straight. So the last 6 games, he's got 2 or more hits. What has been the driving force behind this run that Brody's been on?
Well, if you remember how it started, it seems like forever ago that he was in the middle of that lineup, if I'm not mistaken, when we kicked this thing off. And he was on it then.
Couple of home runs early on.
Oh, yeah. So we go to Dallas, and he and Estes have the collision. And he has a concussion, and Estes is still out. And that concussion was far more difficult. He was having some relapses of the concussion symptoms, which sets you back. And when you're out of this, you can absorb it for a while. But when you're out of play for a prolonged period of time, at some point you almost are resetting your preseason and pitch recognition and timing and tracking and all of the things that are really difficult in the sport. He had to pick up and start over. So when did we actually see what we started the season with Brody and what we see now? Because what we see now is about what we saw when we started the season. You just didn't see it for a long time. And other guys were playing well, and it was then hard to figure out the time to inject him back in there. He widened his stance, which I think has helped him and simplified it, and that was not something he wanted to do early on. That modification has simplified the length of the stride and other things that go into what he's doing when he's hitting, and then you have confidence. He's confident, and he's impacting the ball as well as anybody in the country right now per Major League Baseball. Those guys have told us that. So it has been impressive and good for him. Great kid who went through a heck of a lot, and it hasn't just been the concussion. He's dealt with some issues, it seems like, annually since he's been here. So happy for him.
When you work with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. So start feeling like it today. Visit Truist.com/care. Truist, leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Truist Bank, member FDIC. We're going to talk starting pitching with Coach Jarrett when we return. We're at Bowden's in College Town. You're listening to Inside Seminole Baseball from Legends Global.
It didn't start here.
But everything it stood for still does.
Some things change.
And some things never change.
Tradition, dedication to excellence, a program built on grit.
And driven by growth.
From the tunnel to the turf, every step forward tells a story.
Just like ours.
Where growth, determination, and a dedication to excellence meet.
Scott and Wallace.
Your home. It's the one place that no matter how busy life gets, your friends and family can always find you. It's where they can show you they care, they want to celebrate with you, or they just have your back. That's why the professionals at Barano Heating and Air Conditioning are always available to make sure your home and all the people who love to share it with you are comfortable. Just like those who matter to you most, we will always be there for you.
Florida. Home to pristine beaches, unique dining experiences, world-class accommodations, and the thrills that keep the young and young at heart coming back to the Sunshine State. From coast to coast, see what our 10,000 members of the Florida Restaurant and Lodging Association have been preparing for you. Exceptional eats, historic sites, and lodging to fit any budget. So whether you're here making deals or making memories, come get a flavor for Florida's finest restaurants and hotels.
Welcome back to Bowden's in College Town, inside Seminole Baseball. Eric Luallen here with Link Jarrett, and we are talking Seminole Baseball. And let's get right back to this. I said we were going to talk starting pitching, and you've said before this team was built around the starting pitching, and from construction to implementation, what have Wes Mendez, Trey Beard, and Bryson Moore done to make that plan a reality?
Well, you have different availability in the portal every year, and you do have your younger players that work their way through the system, and those guys obviously become contributors as they are ready. Some are ready sooner than others, so you do have that nucleus that's very important. And the acquisition of some older members of the pitching staff set us up to have that in our back pocket. The experience, the innings, the age, being in the atmosphere, understanding the game at this level, understanding how to get really advanced college hitters out, that put us in position to be where we are. All of the things I ask of our donorship who are in this room to help us construct and design things that help the players, to watch Bryson and Beard and Mendez throw in the indoor cage now, pitching lab, all of that helps. And there's a reason we try to target who we try to target personnel-wise, and there's a reason we try to improve the facility for the players first. I think all of that put us in position where those guys, knock on wood, have gone the bulk of this season and have been fairly healthy for the most part, starting pitching-wise. And you're always going to have things that come up that might set you back for a week, or a relief pitcher that's down for a little bit and somebody else pivots out of that mode and is back healthy. We've seen that. But that starting pitching, the efficiency of it, the consistency of the outings, lengthening outings out, and I know we're going to talk about the defense a little later, but they do have athleticism supporting them on the field, which does help. But when you have starting pitching that can get you into games and fight through some messes that are coming. They're coming. You have to be your own relief pitcher, and there's Bryson sitting there. We talk about self-contained relief. At some point as a starter, if you're going to get into the 6th, 7th inning of a game, you're probably going to have to be your own relief pitcher at some point along the way and understand how your stuff against that specific hitter can get you out of a mess. We've been able to do that fairly well. Not flawless, but with enough consistency that you've positioned the team to be in the conversations you want to be in this time of year. So that has been our carrying card. And when you set out on this voyage, you hope you see it correctly. And I think we got it right, and clearly they have carried a huge load for us.
Wes Mendez, obviously a guy that was in the program last year. He was our Sunday starter last year, Friday guy this year. They're talking about him as one of the top starters in college baseball right now. There just seems to be he just seems to carry himself differently this year. What have you noticed about him from last year to this year? Not necessarily when he's on the mound throwing, but off of the mound, the way he carries himself, the way he goes about his business.
The workmanship, the maturity of it, you have to work at it properly, and you have to understand the seriousness of the work. They're going out there once a week. That's it. Position players are out there 4 times a week. In some cases at this time of year, you may get into 5. So what you're doing between that once a week on the mound makes that once a week on the mound perform the way you want it to perform. And if you don't understand the lead-up process and how important that is, then you're going to sell yourself short when it is that time to be on the mound. And the demand we ask of the starting pitcher when you are doing this once a week is what I explained previously on the efficiency and the longevity of the outing, because this is built for those guys to chew up some innings, and their pitch count allows that just by sheer volume and number. So working through your recovery day, your bullpen day, your short box flat ground day, your conditioning, your lifting, arm care, you have to become very professional and show up to do your work every day, not just the day you pitch. So as you mature, you understand that far better. Then you've positioned yourself to be a starting pitcher consistently on a Friday night. The spotlight is on you, and then the draft is part of this. These guys all dream of being on that TV like these major leaguers that are on the games right now that we're sitting here with. That is big stuff. So if you want to get that result, then when you do get that once a week, you better deliver for team, self, future, and that's where he is. And he is so athletic. He's throwing 5 pitches, and watching this evolve, I think any of the 5 pitches are well above average, and he's still learning how to do it and control the changeup and get the breaking ball to land properly. The sky's the limit for where he could go with it, and you've seen just nice incremental steps and progression in how he does it.
Carver's Discount Cleaners is mean on stains and green on earth. Try new Echo Green dry cleaning at Carver's Discount Cleaners, 1215 North Monroe Street in Midtown. And did you know that FSU Athletics is self-supported and isn't funded by tax dollars? We rely on fans to join Seminole Boosters so your teams have the best chance to succeed on and off the field. Membership starts at $5 per month and comes with great benefits. Go online to SeminoleBoosters.com to learn more. We're going to take a break. We'll come back. We're going to talk offense. The Bats, they played this past weekend at Clemson too. They got the job done as well. So we're going to talk about offense with head coach Link Jarrett in just a moment. We're at Bowden's in College Town, and you're listening to Inside Seminole Baseball from Legends Global.
Florida, home to pristine beaches, unique dining experiences, world-class accommodations, and the thrills that keep the young and young at heart coming back to the Sunshine State. From coast to coast, see what our 10,000 members of the Florida Restaurant and Lodging Association have been preparing for you. Exceptional eats, historic sites, and lodging to fit any budget. So whether you're here making deals or making memories, come get a flavor for Florida's finest restaurants and hotels.
your home. It's the one place that no matter how busy life gets, your friends and family can always find you. It's where they can show you they care, they want to celebrate with you, or they just have your back. That's why the professionals at Barano Heating and Air Conditioning are always available to make sure your home and all the people who love to share it with you are comfortable. Just like those who matter to you most, we will always be there for you.
When your health is on the line, Tallahassee Memorial Healthcare is here with the most advanced medical care in the region. TMH is home to the top heart and vascular program, the highest level of care for premature babies, the area's most powerful cancer center, and the region's only Level 2 trauma center. TMH is setting new standards for medical excellence, driving research and innovation to bring the best care to our region. TMH is your lifelong partner in health.
Hey, your voice is amazing. Let him hear it.
When you work with someone who knows a lot and cares even more.
Give me a word, give me a sign. Show me where to look, tell me, what will I find?
You're unstoppable.
I'm just getting started.
Well, I'm here to help.
At Truist, we believe the same is true for
Seminole baseball, Eric Luallen, and the head coach, Link Jarrett, and we're talking Florida State baseball. And Coach, offensively, 8 players this past weekend with 3 or more hits during the series, including a guy we had not seen swing the bat since 2023, Ben Barrett.
Yep, Benny B.
3 for 11 at the plate, playing first base for us. I know you all have poured a lot of time and work into this. What kinds of things have you and the staff been working on with the hitters as far as offensively as we move through the season?
Well, it appears as you watch this, like we all do, the pitch recognition and pitch selection and what we swing at and some of the aggressiveness and over-aggressiveness at times seems to be what holds us back if there's something that's holding us back offensively, and clearly there is at times. So that's a tricky thing. The new machinery we have does throw a mixture of pitches, and we have stuck with that. And I think this is new technology, and as we've learned more about it and get feedback from the guys of how it feels and what velocities seem to actually work best, you don't always, with the machines, match like the velocity of the pitching we were just talking about. The machine may not need to run at 97, 98 miles an hour from a safety standpoint and just from a pure timing and feel. So I think that has helped. They get all of their at-bats, email, video. They can watch the at-bats, and they get some information on what they're actually swinging at. So you do have a lot coming at you. I think as they become more comfortable with the scouting report information and how to try to game plan for at-bats, I would like to think that has helped. And then some of it is pure experience. And we have some experience in the lineup, but I think when you look at true innings in games at this level of college baseball, the pendulum is swinging more on the pitching side of that. So there is some inexperience at times, and obviously when Chase has been out and Dowd was out for a little while and DeLon Malur's out and Estes is out and Miles is out, like you are finding ways to try to construct the lineup to give the guys a chance. But I do think the housekeeping of swing maintenance, these guys have functional swings. And even some of the sporadic outbursts of really good offensive at-bats, that tells you a lot about the swing, and then there's times it goes a little quiet. It's not necessarily the swing itself. Sometimes it's what you're swinging at and your timing and your vision and tracking of the pitches, and that I call it decoding. At some point, you have to figure out what that is that's coming at you. If you anticipate and prepare for a fastball, you have to be able to throttle down and figure out if that's a breaking ball. Okay, is it a changeup? And if it's one of those, where is that thing actually going, and what timing and what hold in the launch position allows me to still deliver a functional blow? So those are in-depth things, but I hope the whole enchilada of how we have built the facility for them, the information they get, us helping monitor the swing and the drills and the things we do, I hope that has led to more productivity. And clearly this weekend it did.
Odds are beaten here. Wolfson Children's always here, official Children's Hospital of Florida State Athletics. And we do a little segment, the Scott and Wallace Keys to Success. And you mentioned the indoor facility. How big of a key to your success offensively is having that facility closed off, heated and cooled, all the things that you've done to it here in the last year?
I'm telling you, I walk in there and I even say to the players sometime, I think it's the neatest modification of anything I've done in 27 years in this. It really is. For that structure, as bad as it was in shape-wise, it was in bad, rough shape. It needed complete love and housekeeping and maintenance. That was one part. To be able to enclose it and climate control it and have the proper lighting. I was so worried about the lighting because if we do all this, I told the engineers, I said, if we do all this and you can't see, then it's a complete waste. So we got the lighting, the natural lighting combined with the newer lights. I think it's amazing. And Dowd will tell you, he wanted to have a place where he could go in there and work on his hitting. These guys want to hit. They want to hit off the tee. They want to hit off the machines. And there's not a better space that I've ever seen at any level to go in there and work, and they have access to it around the clock. And sometimes I'm like, guys, when we're done today, we're done. Like, you don't need to go back and take 200 more swings at midnight. Like, sometimes you have to learn the proper repetition amount that gets you the training you want so that you aren't almost overcooking it and putting your body and mind in a position where it's overtrained. So phenomenal, and you can ask Dowd, and you can ask more. They use it every single day, rain or shine, perfect conditions, temperature, lighting, all of it is just A+.
And by the way, just to let you know what an attention to detail this guy is, when he says he was worried about the lights and all that, we had a conversation 2 years ago in Charlotte when first started gaming all of this out as far as closing that off.
That's how long it took.
And I remember him telling me, now what happens if we get the lights up there and then the first time you throw a breaking ball, they can't see it because the lighting's not right?
I would run over into the circus and ask him if I could participate with them because that's probably where I belonged if I screwed all that up. So.
Scott Wallace, the official injury lawyers of Florida State Athletics. Scott Wallace with offices in Tallahassee. We've talked offense. We've talked starting pitching. We're going to talk defense coming up in the next segment. I know that's one of your big things that you take pride in. So we're going to talk with the head coach about defense coming up next. We're at Bowden's in College Town inside Seminole Baseball. You're listening to Legends Global.
Your home. It's the one place that no matter how busy life gets, your friends and family can always find you. It's where they can show you they care, they want to celebrate with you, or they just have your back. That's why the professionals at Barano Heating and Air Conditioning are always available to make sure your home and all the people who love to share it with you are comfortable. Just like those who matter to you most, we will always be there for you.
It didn't start here.
but everything it stood for still does.
Some things change.
And some things never change.
Tradition, dedication to excellence, a program built on grit.
And driven by growth.
From the tunnel to the turf, every step forward tells a story.
Just like ours.
Where growth, determination, and a dedication to excellence meet.
Welcome back to Bowden's in College Town. Eric Luallen, Link Jarrett, talking Seminole baseball here tonight. And Link, defense is something that you're known for. You go back, you look at your career as a player. That was your calling card. It was defense. And I know that's something you take a lot of pride in as far as your coaching goes and instilling that in your team. And I know it's always a work in progress, but I felt like the defense really looked good this past weekend. And I'm not looking at error totals, and you can talk about those all you want. But just the way the team played through 3 games, I thought the defense played outstanding this past weekend.
Really did. And the fielding percentage is the hardest statistic to really gauge. You can look at raw numbers. You can look at home run totals. You can look at how many people your pitching staff strikes out. You can look at how many bases you've stolen, how many doubles, what is the batting average overall in conference. When you get to the fielding percentage, the metric that's most difficult to judge is the athleticism of the team. You have Stutzer and Williams and DeLamalure and Dowd, and these guys are running balls down. It just goes as an F8. Like Dowd, the game ender, it's an F8 up against the wall. It's an F8. It's a put out for Dowd. The game ended. These are not routine plays. These are not routine plays. The double plays, the timeliness of some of the double plays that we've turned, even in the Clemson series, massively important. The infield fundamentals. You hope that the guys fundamentally can play the positions. And it took us a while to get to a spot where you probably can expect to see 4 guys in the infield. You have to feel that out and see how they respond. And are we fundamentally playing the position? And then who at the positions gives you a chance to make above average plays? So when you can do both of those, and you can go around, you can go catcher, third, first, you can go right, left, center field, in the middle. Those are hard metrics. There's not a stat on the stat sheet that gives you the above average out play. It's very difficult. I think last year's team, that was so important in the success of that year's team. I think we're trending in that direction, and it helps the pitching staff. The ERA and the difference in that ball in center field being caught and not caught, think about what that would do to the earned run average and the run total. It is a massive part of it that is really hard to measure. You and I we're still guessing at how athletic and how rangy and how well that defense plays because the error total doesn't always reflect that.
A perfect example on what you're talking about with error totals. For anybody who watched FSU softball last week in the ACC tournament, Issa Torres made her first error of the season. The only reason she made an error is she got a ball that most other shortstops aren't going to get, and the only way she could have made an out was spinning and throwing, and the throw was a little off the mark.
Yeah,
so she gets charged with an error there, even though she made a fantastic defensive play to get to the ball in the first place.
You do open yourself up for more because you do touch more balls in play. You really do. It was funny, Taylor Walls, I just saw him in the dugout. He was training with us in the preseason. He said, I work right now when your guys are taking batting practice on my first 2 steps. He ran in every possible direction. Ball was fouled off over here. It was pulled foul over. He's taking 2 steps. He said, I'm judged on what I get to. That's how I'm going to stay in the big leagues. I'm going to get no more balls than anybody else. I'd never seen somebody so passionate about the training of the first step of defense. So he's put himself in a position where he gets to more and completes more plays. But does that change your fielding percentage? Probably not, right? He just gets to more and has more opportunities. I'm not saying his fielding percentage goes up or down. If you get to it and throw them all over the shop, then it's going to hurt you. So the fielding percentage is really, it's a number, but I don't think it's an equation of how athletic and good your team plays defense.
When you work with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. So start feeling like it today. Visit Truist.com/care. Truist, leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Truist Bank, member FDIC. And as far as defense, and you brought up the infielders, the middle of the infield, Gabe Frazier, Carter McCulley, it feels like they've really gotten a good thing going as far as chemistry goes on turning the double play up the middle.
They do, and it helps Bryson and the pitching staff so much. When you get that ground ball in that moment, there's obviously traffic. You're not turning double plays unless you have traffic. It just injects so much life into the team, gets you off the field in a lot of cases, and Carter's very quick around the bag and extremely quick hands, and Gabe is as rangy as anybody you'll ever see with tremendous arm strength. And we worked on it today for 20 minutes, the double play feed and where that ball needs to be delivered to complete the double play. And I think the players, when they hear this and work on this the first time, they're trying to figure out why I want all feeds at left shoulders and why throws, when you're throwing the ball 100 feet, throw that ball through his belt buckle. Well, a feed is called a feed because you're opening up an opportunity for another out. So it's not just a throw. It needs to be far more precise. And then how you approach and use the bag to your advantage based on the timing of the play, all of that happened this weekend. All of it. And Carter actually slipped on the bag on one of them, and I'm glad we got the call. But there's so much that goes into how you position the timing, the rhythm, where the feeds are, and they're not all good feeds. So you have to be able to adjust with enough athleticism to manage something that may not be in the correct lane that you expect when you're turning double plays. They're not all going to be perfect.
Well, and a good example of what I was talking about with defense, I believe in one of the games, Clemson got the leadoff batter aboard 4 straight innings.
One game they had 6 of the 9.
Well, and in the first 4 innings, they only left 1 runner on base. They didn't score a run. We had 2 double plays and 1 guy thrown out stealing.
Yeah, massive part of the game.
And it's huge because how does that change if those guys don't get thrown out on the bases?
Correct. Fisher did a nice job. There was one, can't remember which game, but he started in on it and kind of had to back and settle, and he drilled it over there.
Yep.
And then we almost turned a double play on the bunted ball.
Yep.
That was a certain bunt defense that we had, and we work on this stuff all the time. And it does show up periodically that we can do it. But that lefty, I think it was McClatty, jammed that thing out to Fisher, and we almost turned the double play on a bunt, which is very rare. I've seen it one time.
And Fish got it out of the glove quick, too.
Really ripped it. Yep, that was well done. So overall good. But again, we made errors. We made 4 errors in the last game. Ben made 2 on one play. Poor guy. I shot him fly balls in right field all day. He's like, what am I doing in right field? I'm like, well, the infield's too wet. We had the machine on the mound. I'm like, go get Ben out of the cage when he's done. So I had the machine on the mound, and he was out there in right field. So he'll be all right.
FRLA is proud to support FSU athletics, bringing unmatched rivalry and heart-pumping competition to the Big Bend region. Sporting events boost the local economy, filling hotel rooms, restaurant tables, and creating unforgettable experiences for residents and visitors alike. To learn more about Florida's hospitality industry and the events we support, visit frla.org. We're going to take a break. Coming up next, we're going to talk. Who do we play this weekend? Does everybody know who we're playing this weekend? Yeah, I can tell by the hand gestures. Everybody knows who we're playing this weekend. Miami, Florida State. We're going to talk that next with the head coach. You're listening to Inside Seminole Baseball. We're at Bowden's in College Town, and this is Legends Global.
Hey, your voice is amazing. Let him hear it.
When you work with someone who knows a lot and cares even more.
Give me a word, give me a sign. Show me where to look, tell me what will I find.
You're unstoppable.
I'm just getting started.
Well, I'm here to help.
At Truist, we believe the same is true for banking.
When your health is on the line, Tallahassee Memorial Healthcare is here with the most advanced medical care in the region. TMH is home to the top heart and vascular program, the highest level of care for premature babies, the area's most powerful cancer center, and the region's only Level 2 trauma center. TMH is setting new standards for medical excellence, driving research and innovation to bring the best care to our region. TMH is your lifelong partner in health.
Florida. Home to pristine beaches, unique dining experiences, world-class accommodations, and the thrills that keep the young and young at heart coming back to the Sunshine State. From coast to coast, see what our 10,000 members of the Florida Restaurant and Lodging Association have been preparing for you. Exceptional eats, historic sites, and lodging to fit any budget. So whether you're here making deals or making memories, come get a flavor for Florida's finest restaurants and hotels.
Know how much you need to hype up Miami and Florida State in baseball, but obviously Miami, Florida State playing one another this weekend. And when you talk about drama around a rivalry, one, it's a rivalry. Rivalries are rivalries for a reason. I don't think you need any more outside drama, but they're the team directly behind us in the standings. Both teams trying to position themselves with regards to what happens after we get done with the regular season. What does the rivalry of Miami and Florida State, what does that mean to the sport of college baseball, and what did it mean to you as a player who took part in that rivalry?
I think it's the best. You look at the history of the programs, the longevity of the competition. We used to play 2 series a year. So what game is this for me, okay? Put you on the spot. So we're going to play 3 games this weekend, right? Yeah. 3. So how many is this for me?
Against Miami?
Yes.
Well, let's see. Let's do some quick math. 24 plus
You're going to get
12, 36.
Charlie.
36, but it's probably more than that because there may have been a conference matchup.
I got you. You got me last time. I got you this time. 43.
43. Okay.
So between playing Notre Dame.
Oh, I didn't think about Notre Dame.
I know. Yeah. Well, that's one of them too. So it goes way back for me. Yeah. And I told the story today to the media. The worst 11 chewing I ever got was a base running mistake I made on a Sunday game in Coral Gables. Kevin McRae hit a ball to right field. I'm on second. I'm the winning run in the 9th. Hodges is on first. I'm halfway. The wind in Miami blows across to left field, so a left-handed hitter steps on one. It's going to hang up. So I'm right where I need to be. Doubt I was halfway watching this thing. At the last second, and I saw their outfielder. He's cruising back. Mora was cruising back. He gets near the wall. I sprint. I'm back at the bag now. He pulls up, and the ball hits halfway up the wall, bounces on the warning track, and he's got it in his bare hand and is throwing it in, and I'm tagging. I barely get to third base, and 11 is crushing me from the third base dugout. He wasn't even in the dugout anymore. He was out at me. How could you do that? What are you? I mean, I can't say what he was really. Wait, I can't believe it. I mean, he was sideways, and Chip was here. Chip's like, you're just going to have to sit here. I'm like, Chip, I know. I'm not going anywhere. Just going to have to take it. Just take it. Just take it. I'm like, I'm going to take it, Chip. I know the guy should have caught it. So I'm there, and Leapsack comes up. Now we're bases loaded, tie game in the 9th, and there's one out, and Tony Leapsack chops the ball to short, and I'm not even bothering to run. I'm basically walking to home plate. I'm like, if they turn this double play, I'm going to go out the gate by the first base dugout and go back around and go to shortstop that way. He dives into first base, and they call him safe. There was a cloud of dust and the helmet's flying, and they call him safe. I go in the dugout, and 11 is still on it. Like, he's not going to let this go. He's crushing me. I said, we're going to go get 3 outs. Come on, let's go. We're all right. No, you don't know what you're doing. So we get back. We won the game 3-2. we get back to practice. Whenever the next day we're out there, and I'm out there messing around on the field, and I'm behind the roll cage, and somebody's doing some early hitting, and I'm just hanging out. And I see him come out of the locker room onto the field, and he's coming this way. And he comes right up. He would not talk to me. The whole trip, post-game, I'm not talking, nope, nothing. Ignored me on the flight. It was beautiful. He comes up behind me. He goes, I watched the replay on TV. You were right. He should have caught it. Yeah. It was the best. So all 42 of the games, spanning however long that is, I remembered that one moment and him and how awesome it was to actually win, the relief of winning that game, and that the magnitude of that, his emotion of my mistake in that moment tells you how captivating this series is, the history of it, the intensity, the geography. There's always common ties in the recruitment of the players that are here. Even in the transfer world, there's still movement, and I think it's the best series in the history of college baseball.
I just want to say, and let's hear for Lincoln that story. And the 11 impersonation.
That's a good story. That's a good one. That's one of several good ones, but that's probably pertinent to this.
It's probably
series.
a good thing for you there was no review back in those days, because had they overturned that call at first, you might still be walking from Coral Gables back to Tallahassee.
I think he was out. I would have run as far. I would have gone into that parking deck in right field and hoped that Big Shear would have, the bus, or I don't know what I would have done. That would have been a mess.
Thank you to Grassroots Coffee for support of Florida State Athletics. Order the coffee that supports the Noles at grassrootscoffee.com. Grassroots Coffee, made for everyone, loved everywhere. We'll play tomorrow night at 6. We will play Friday night at 6 and Saturday at 2.
And we're going to need everybody's involvement in this thing. It takes all you got. It does. And you guys deliver for the players.
Everybody start hydrating now. Keep the vocal cords hydrated. Johnny Mack, I know you got the vocal
Gary,
cords
not too
hydrated.
much too soon, Gary. Not too much too soon, buddy. Like not.
Yeah, the hydration. There we go. There we go.
Yeah.
We appreciate you joining us. We're going to hear from Bryson Moore next. We've got Braden Dowd coming up after him. So, but once again, let's hear it for head coach Link Jarrett joining us here tonight at Bowden's. We'll step aside, be right back, and we'll hear from Bryson Moore. This is Inside Seminole Baseball, or Bowden's in College Town, and you're listening on Legends Global.
Hey, your voice is amazing. Let him hear it.
When you work with someone who knows a lot and cares even more.
Give me a word, give me a sign. Show me where to look, tell me what will I find.
You're unstoppable.
I'm just getting started.
Well, I'm here to help.
At Truist, we believe the same is true.
When your health is on the line, Tallahassee Memorial Healthcare is here with the most advanced medical care in the region. TMH is home to the top heart and vascular program, the highest level of care for premature babies, the area's most powerful cancer center, and the region's only Level 2 trauma center. TMH is setting new standards for medical excellence, driving research and innovation to bring the best care to our region. TMH is your lifelong partner in health.
It didn't start here.
But everything it stood for still does.
Some things change.
And some things never change.
Tradition, dedication to excellence, a program built on grit.
And driven by growth.
From the tunnel to the turf, every step forward tells a story.
Just like ours.
Where growth, determination, and a dedication to excellence meet.
Scott and Watt.
Welcome back to Bowden's in College Town. Eric Luallen here as we are joined by Bryson Moore, Florida State's Sunday starter. Let's hear it for Bryson Moore. And Bryson, I'm sure all of you know this, but Bryson came to us from the University of Virginia. And let me start off by just saying, what has been the biggest difference for you pitching at Florida State compared to when you were at Virginia?
I would say, I got hurt the past 2 years there, but Coach Posey definitely was the biggest change. When I was in the portal, I talked to him, and he knew what he was talking about. And we talked, and then throughout this whole season, he's helped me so much. And then learning from Trey and Wes, obviously, just from what they've done the past years and what they're doing this year too. So just learning from the people around me, I would say.
So you got an opportunity to go back to Charlottesville, and you got to start against your old team. Obviously, not a lot of your guys there because Coach O'Connor had moved on to Mississippi State, but still, it's a chance to pitch in that city where you lived and pitched against some guys that you played with. How did it feel to get on the mound in Charlottesville wearing garnet and gold, not wearing the orange and blue that Virginia dons?
Yeah, it was weird, but I was very happy to beat them. Let's say that. It was pretty cool. A lot of my best friends are still on that team, so it was really cool to just go in there and beat the crap out of them.
Now, did you see the – so we pulled up to the hotel on Thursday when we arrived in Charlottesville, and what was sitting outside the hotel?
Welcome back, number 30, Bryson Moore. Yeah.
It was a nice welcome.
That was
a nice touch.
That was my girlfriend. She set it up for me. So.
See, I didn't know that part of the story, so I wasn't even going to bring that part up because I didn't know that part. Sundays, you're the Sunday starter. Sundays can be so important because so often you're trying to play for a series. You've each split the first two games. And going back and looking at some of your starts this year, Wake Forest, we have a chance to sweep a top 15 team on their own field. Rubber matches, North Carolina State, Virginia, and Clemson. Those 4 games, 18 2/3 innings of work, 11 hits, 2 earned runs in those 4 games. Absolutely deserves that. What is your mental approach any different going into a game when you've got something like that on the line as opposed to, it's 2-0 and we're going out here and playing a third game? Is there a change in your mental approach, or do you go about it the same way regardless?
I would say it's the same regardless. Coach Jarrett always talks about athletic intentionality, and you have to have an intent with everything you do every single day. And just go out there and throw strikes. And I would say, I like to throw in the moment. I think that's when I pitch the best. So I love to throw when there's something on the line, and it's really fun.
Well, let's hear it for Bryson Moore, everybody. Bryson, we appreciate you joining us here today on Inside Seminole Baseball. We will come back. We'll chat with Braden Dowd in just a moment. You're listening to Inside Seminole Baseball at Bowden's in College Town from Legends Global.
Florida, home to pristine beaches, unique dining experiences, world-class accommodations, and the thrills that keep the young and young at heart coming back to the Sunshine State. From coast to coast, see what our 10,000 members of the Florida Restaurant and Lodging Association have been preparing for you. Exceptional eats, historic sights, and lodging to fit any budget. So whether you're here making deals or making memories, come get a flavor for Florida's finest restaurants and
Your home. It's the one place that no matter how busy life gets, your friends and family can always find you. It's where they can show you they care, they want to celebrate with you, or they just have your back. That's why the professionals at Barano Heating and Air Conditioning are always available to make sure your home and all the people who love to share it with you are comfortable. Just like those who matter to you most, we will always be there for you.
Welcome back to Inside Seminole Baseball at Bowden's in College Town. The Florida Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles is here to remind you that if alcohol is in the mix, driving isn't. Plan ahead, designate a driver, grab a ride share, or stay put. Winning starts with smart choices. Drive sober, arrive alive, and go Noles. And we are now joined by Braden Dowd. And so you came from Southern Cal, first year in the Garnet and Gold. You go out fall practice, you hear guys talk about home games in Hauser. What was it like for you to walk out on that field at Hauser opening day against James Madison and experience that for yourself after you've heard about it from your teammates?
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I think my entire college career, obviously coming over from the University of Southern California, I'm not gonna lie, there's not a lot of big home audiences there and stuff like that playing in front of, and obviously I've heard, coming to Florida State, it gets rowdy and stuff like that, and the Animals obviously do a great job, and my legs were definitely a little bit weak running out there to left field the first game, but then I remember, I think the first play of the entire year against JMU was a fly ball to left field, and I remember running down the line and catching it and just hearing the crowd roar, and after that, I kind of just settled in, and I was like, this is just awesome. And I think my time at University of Southern California, last year we played in the regional in Corvallis at Oregon State, and a couple of my buddies on the team and I kind of joked about how it's funny how, we'll always, whenever there's a crowd, they'll always be rooting against us, not for us, because, we don't have a big home audience. But now it's funny, every home game, there's a big audience rooting for you. So I think it's really fun and it's really cool. Obviously, no one does it like Florida State and Club Hauser, I guess you could call it.
So you came here with a reputation as a guy who just gets on base, finds ways to get on base. Does your approach lead to you getting on base, or is your approach, I'm going to go out there and find a way to get on base?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think growing up, I was definitely a little bit of a smaller guy, and my role as I was a younger guy was to get on base, and travel ball and stuff like that. But I think part of my competitive maturity has been, as I've gotten bigger and stronger, I've been able to impact the ball more. And I think it's a little bit more of my approach turns into me getting on base. I think it's whatever, the team really needs me to do in that point of the game. And yeah.
Well, we appreciate it, Braden Dowd. Everybody, let's hear it for Braden Dowd. And we appreciate everybody for showing up here tonight at Bowden's in College Town. Tomorrow night, Florida State, Miami, Hauser, 6 o'clock start. We'll play again Friday night at 6, and then Saturday at 2 o'clock. But again, we appreciate everybody for showing up here tonight. And until next time, I'm Eric Luallen. We'll talk to you then.